Hey, champions of change, let's get real for a second. Are you sick and tired of chasing external validation, or feeling like your happiness is held hostage by someone else's opinion? Or that your success only counts if it comes with a standing ovation? What if I told you the path to unshakable inner strength, to absolute control emotional, doesn't involve a cheering squad, but rather a profound journey into yourself? That true power, the kind that can't be taken away, blossoms in the quiet solitude of your own making. Today we're cutting through the noise and diving headfirst into the brutal, yet liberating, truth of what it truly means to walk alone, laugh alone, win alone. This isn't about becoming a hermit, it's about becoming unconquerable. It's about tapping into the timeless, ironclad philosophy of Stoicism, a battle-tested roadmap for building an internal fortress no external storm can breach. We're talking about a mindset shift so profound, it will redefine your very notion of proposito and ignite a relentless fire for desenvolvimento pistolio. You see, the great Stoics like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius didn't just theorize about life. They lived it with an intensity that forged their souls into steel. They understood that true Stoic wisdom isn't found in fleeting pleasures or popular opinion, but in the unwavering commitment to virtue, forging an indomitable discipline and mental that serves your higher proposito de vita, prepared to challenge everything you thought you knew about success, happiness, and connection. We're going to explore how embracing this powerful solitude can build unparalleled resilience, transform your reactions, and lead you to victories far more meaningful than any public accolade. Forget the endless chase for external applause. It's time to reclaim your narrative and understand that your ultimate destino is shaped by your disciplined ACA, not by the world's fluctuating whims. This journey is for those ready to stop reacting and start orchestrating. If you're ready to fortify your spirit, carve your own path, and uncover a strength you never knew you possessed, then hit that like button right now. Let me know in the comments below, where in the world are you tuning in from, ready to claim your power. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss another vital lesson on this path of the Stoic warrior. Let's dive in. Now, diving in means getting down to brass tacks. How do you actually fortify that spirit and carve your own path? It starts with a radical truth the Stoics championed. True power lies not in controlling external events, but in mastering your internal landscape. This is where controlled emotional becomes your absolute superpower. Epictetus, a former slave who became a revered philosopher, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. He knew this firsthand, enduring immense hardship with an unshakable spirit, recognizing that his freedom lay in his mind, not in his chains. This isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about owning your responses, refusing to let external chaos dictate your inner peace. This internal battle is where your resiliency is truly forged, turning every challenge into an opportunity for growth. When you gain control emocional, you clear the mental fog. This clarity is crucial because it allows you to define your true proposito de vida, unburdened by societal expectations or fleeting desires. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher, would remind himself daily in his meditations to focus on what truly matters, filtering out distractions and focusing on his duties. Not just as an emperor, but as a human being striving for virtue. This isn't just theory, it's a battle plan for everyday life. A blueprint for authentic desenvolvimento pessoal. Your discipline and mental becomes the chisel shaping your character, transforming you from a passive observer into the undeniable architect of your own soul. What does it mean to live virtuously in a world full of noise? It means aligning your ACA with your highest values, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like swimming upstream. Seneca, another titan of sabiduria, constantly advised living in harmony with nature and reason. He wasn't suggesting escapism, but engagement with the world on your terms, guided by integrity and courage. Think about it. How many times have you compromised your values for approval or ease? True strength, as Stoicism teaches, comes from consistent also aligned with virtue, building a solid foundation for your This is where the rubber meets the road, separating the talkers from the doers. This internal alignment is your true power. It's what allows you to face adversity not as a victim, but as a master of your own domain, a true warrior of the mind. The world will throw punches, life will hit hard, but your resilience, rooted deeply in Stoicismo and honed by unwavering discipline and mental, means you won't just stand there. You'll adapt, you'll learn, and you'll grow stronger with every blow. This is the ultimate freedom, realizing that while you can't control the winds, you can always adjust your sails. This profound shift, this mastery over your inner self, is the secret weapon for building unbreakable relationships and an unshakable life. Are you enjoying this message? Leave a like and comment on where you're watching this message from. Now let's continue with this message. After understanding the paramount importance of internal mastery and emotional control, the natural next step is to apply it. But how do we truly embed this sabiduria stoica into our daily grind? When the pressures of modern life pull us in 1,000 directions, how do we translate this philosophy of control, emotional and discipline or mental, into tangible, impactful ACA that shapes our relationships, our careers, and propels our desenvolvimental pessoal to new heights. What happens when our carefully constructed inner world collides with the messy, unpredictable realities of human connection? This is where many stumble. What's your biggest challenge in applying this kind of radical self-ownership? Think about it, because next, we're diving headfirst into alright, let's cut to the chase. The biggest challenge isn't understanding Stoic wisdom, it's living it. It's about transforming abstract principles into concrete ACA, rolling up your sleeves and getting dirty in the arena of daily life. This isn't just head knowledge, it's a total body workout for your soul, demanding consistent discipline and mental. Think of it as intellectual heavy lifting. How do you practice control emotional when your boss is breathing down your neck, or when a relationship hits a rough patch? It's about being deliberate, making Stoicism your default operating system. This is where the rubber meets the road. This isn't some new age self-help fad. This is ancient, time-tested wisdom. Epictetus, the former slave who taught philosophy from the streets of Rome, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This isn't just a catchy phrase. It's the bedrock of resilientia. Every single day presents 100 tiny opportunities to practice control emotional, to choose your response. A frustrating email, a missed deadline, a heated argument. These are your training grounds. You learn to discern what's truly within your sphere of influence and what's simply outside it, allowing you to focus your energy precisely where it counts. But how do you know where to focus? This brings us to purpose. Without a clearly defined proposito de vida, even the most disciplined mind can wander, getting sidetracked by Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, used his meditations as a daily spiritual exercise, reminding himself of his duties, his virtue, and his ultimate aim. He understood that true personal development isn't about accumulating external accolades, but about consistently aligning your ACA with your inner compass. What's your internal compass telling you? Are you listening, or are you just drifting? In a world saturated with distractions, where every notification screams for your attention, maintaining discipline and mental is paramount. Seneca, advising a young friend, often stressed the importance of selecting your influences carefully, guarding your inner sanctum from the noise and negativity of others. He understood that our minds are constantly being shaped, for better or worse. True Stoic wisdom isn't about becoming emotionless, it's about harnessing your emotions, turning them into fuel for your purpose, not chains that bind you. It's about recognizing that you are the architect of your inner landscape. This journey of radical self-ownership, of mastering your internal world through Stoicism, isn't a destination. It's a continuous path of personal development. You're not just reacting to destiny. You're actively shaping your response to it, forging resilientia with every conscious choice. It's about building an unshakable core, an internal fortress where external chaos can't penetrate. When you truly grasp this, you start to see every challenge not as an obstacle, but as an invitation to practice, to strengthen your virtue, to refine your action. But what happens when that inner fortress faces its ultimate test, when the real game of relationships begins? Alright, your inner fortress is built to discipline a mental sharp, but when relationships hit, control emotional faces its ultimate test. We often expect to control the narrative or their feelings. Futile. Stoicism teaches true power isn't external wrestling, but mastering your inner landscape. Manipulating others wastes precious asome. The game isn't changing them, it's owning you. What integrity do you sacrifice trying to control? Epictetus's dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us, most aren't. Others' opinions, actions, feelings, all outside your sphere. Forcing them into your mold guarantees misery. Sabiduria Stoica demands you recognize this. Guide, influence, but never dictate. Personal development means letting go of external battles. Where are you fighting unwinnable relationship wars? Instead, shift inward. Control your responses. Honesty, commitment, virtue. Seneca advised internal improvements, regardless of chaos. That's your Assoine play. Not being a doormat, but strategically mastering yourself. Your proposito de vida in a relationship. Be true to your highest self. This internal focus is your real, unshakable strength. Are you enjoying this message? Leave a like and comment on where you're watching this message from. Now let's continue with this message. Even with internal mastery, relationships face storms. You can't control another's will or destiny, but you can control your response. Marcus Aurelius accepted what he couldn't change, focusing on his virtue. This builds resiliencia. Your proposito de vida is navigating challenge, growing stronger, anchored in principles. How do you respond when a relationship doesn't go your way? Ultimately, relationships are a crucible for personal development. They expose triggers and push us to redefine proposito. Not about finding someone to complete you, but becoming complete yourself, refining sabiduria as you're constantly tested, refining your ourself. What truly defines your worth? External validation, or unwavering commitment to your own growth and virtue. Next, we'll explore navigating this without losing your center. Now, about navigating without losing your center. It's easy to get swept up in the currents of a relationship, isn't it? The need for approval, the fear of conflict. These are the subtle ways we can drift from our true north. But hear this, your greatest control emotional comes from mastering the inner game, not the external skirmishes. The Sabadoria Stoica teaches us that our inner citadel, our character, is the only territory truly ours to command. How often do you find yourself bending for a relationship, losing a piece of yourself just to keep the peace? Think about Epictetus's timeless lesson. Some things are within our control, others are not. Your partner's moods, their decisions, even their destino, these are outside your sphere of influence. Where are you pouring your energy trying to fix or change another person, rather than focusing on your own ace? True discipline or mental means recognizing this boundary and pulling back. It's not about indifference, it's about strategic allocation of your focus. Your power lies in shaping your responses, your character and your commitment to virtue, not in steering someone else's ship. Your propósito de vida in relationships isn't to find someone to complete you, but to become more complete yourself. Relationships are a powerful crucible for desenvolvimento pessoal, revealing your triggers and your blind spots. They are not merely about coexisting, but about two individuals growing, each refining their own virtue. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, constantly reminded himself to act with reason and integrity, even amidst the chaos of empire and personal loss. Is your relationship a space for mutual growth, or a stage for proving your worth? Applying virtue in daily interactions means acting with wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. This isn't about being cold or detached. It's about being anchored in reason. When emotions flare, your discipline or mental allows you to pause, to choose a response that aligns with your highest self, fostering true control. This builds an unshakable resiliencia, transforming potential conflict into an opportunity for growth. When was the last time you responded to a relationship challenge with deliberate virtue, rather than instinctual emotion? Ultimately, accepting the ebb and flow of relationships, understanding that they evolve and sometimes end, is part of embracing this. Your propósito isn't invalidated by change, it's refined. The Sabadoria Stoica teaches us to love our fate, amor fati, to accept what is, let go of what we cannot control, and continue our ACA in building ourselves. This profound inner strength isn't just about weathering storms, it's about actively shaping your future, which leads us to understanding true freedom. True freedom isn't about boundless external choices, it's sovereignty over your internal world. It's the ultimate discipline and mental, cultivating a mindset where external events lose their power. Epictetus, a former slave, taught that while we can't control what happens to us, we absolutely control our response. This radical truth forms the bedrock of control. Are your reactions, moods, and very sense of self merely puppets dancing to circumstances beyond your grasp? This freedom isn't detachment. It's a call to active AC. With a clear internal landscape, unclouded by knee-jerk reactions, you align choices with your deepest propósito de vida and unwavering virtue. Seneca often wrote of living by reason, not swayed by the crowd. In our hyperconnected world, where validation feels like currency, are you truly guided by your internal compass, or constantly checking external opinion? This is the crossroads of genuine desenvolvimento pessoal. This internal liberation profoundly shifts your relationship with It's not passive resignation, but accepting what falls outside your influence with grace, while fiercely pursuing what's within your control. Marcus Aurelius, amidst imperial chaos, focused solely on his actions and judgments, not uncontrollable fate. This acceptance, amor fati, love of one's fate menos, breeds unshakable resiliência. It transforms setbacks into growth, letting you steer your own ship instead of being tossed by waves. This powerful shift changes everything. Are you enjoying this message? Leave a like and comment where you are watching this message from. Now let's continue with this message. So, how do you apply the Sabadoria daily? It starts with conscious practice. Marcus Aurelius reflected mornings on duties, preparing for challenges, and reviewed his day. This isn't navel-gazing. It's sharpening your axe, refining your internal filter. Constantly distinguish what's within your influence versus externals. Where are you wasting mental energy trying to control the uncontrollable in relationships, career, or life? This consistent discipline and mental is your forge for desenvolvimento. This isn't a one-shot deal. It's a lifelong journey of desenvolvimento pessoal, a continuous refinement of your inner citadel. Your propósito isn't a finish line, but a compass guiding every action, demanding self-awareness and courageous choices. The reward, profound inner peace, unwavering integrity, and impactful presence. It's about building a self that stands firm, come what may. But how does this unshakable self navigate the turbulent waters of modern romantic relationships, where vulnerability and expectations often clash with the Stoic ideal? Look, applying Stoicism in relationships isn't about being cold. It's about being strategically wise. It's your ultimate internal compass, ensuring your purpose and virtue always steer the ship, even when waves of emotion crash. This isn't just theory, it's the blueprint for an unshakable self, making you a resilient force in every encounter. So, what's one relationship expectation you're ready to master with Stoic wisdom? Tell me below. Like, share this game changer, and subscribe. Up next, dive deep into mastering emotional triggers, a Stoic approach right here.